But first to the football, a live coverage of Frankston against Prahran. Now, Prahran have been VFA members since 1886, winners of 7 premierships but holders of a recent losing record against Frankston, not having beaten them for 6 years and hoping to reverse that trend under coach Jeff Saru and captain Glenn Brown. Frankston are relative newcomers, joining the league in 1966, winners of just 1 second division premiership but hoping to correct that shortcoming in the future under captain coach Greg Hutchison. Now, the captain coach of your commentary team is Peter G, who joins us live from the Port Melbourne Oval in company with Phil Cleary, Sam Kekovich and Ross Booth. Peter, it's all yours.
Thanks, Charles. Good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome back to Port Melbourne. Warm for you at home in front of your fires. It's a bit chilly down here this afternoon for the match of the day between the 2 Blues and the Dolphins. Prahran, it was set down as their home game, but they're very happy to be on television for the first time this year. I guess for both sides at the halfway stage of the season, the finals are out of the question. But look at the teams that they have beat. Prahran's 1 win against Williamstown, and just 3 weeks ago, Frankston beat the reigning premiers Springvale. So they're capable on their day of beating anyone. It should be a great go. Well, as I said, it's a bit chilly down here, but the ground's in good nick. I wonder what it's like down underfoot. Let's go to Ross Booth on the boundary line.
Peter, the ground is beautiful, but you're right, it's a cool day here. The wind blowing towards the Normigos stand side of the ground. Both teams pretty tough. They've been out of the ground for 10 minutes and 7 minutes respectively. A must win for both sides.
Thanks, Ross Booth. Well, let's take a look at the lineups. Firstly, the 2 Blues with Prahran, who have made wholesale changes to the side which appeared in Friday's paper. Peter Hamilton's out. Mike Reynolds comes into full forward. Greg Hutchison is not in the 18. Willie Walford into the back pocket. Craig Elkington onto interchange. Scott Giles into the centre. Brother Peter at centre half forward. Well, the bounce is just about to take place, so we'll have a quick look at the Frankston lineup before we see the ball go down. Coach Jeff Saru at centre half forward. The Frankston team, as is the lucky interchange men, Lee Gardner and Adrian Ryan. Murray Payne has the job on Peter Giles. And the men in white with the job this afternoon, Jeff Morrow and Murray Black.
Wilder from the back gets into the back of Saru, or the back of his head. You can see him rubbing it there. 50 metres. Umpire Murray Black.
Man, a few words.
Where will he take him to, Peter, do you think?
Out near the dairy, I reckon.
Saru's getting tired walking up.
Yes. Do you think he'll be able to kick the goal?
He's about 10 metres out. And no problem for Jeff Saru. Frankston, first major of the day.
And what a better way to open the account than 1 goal from your captain coach. That should really give the Frankston side a lift.
Atkins couldn't get it forward. Comes out to Kiley. Oh, Giles has fallen into his lap. Cross he goes to brother Peter. Open goal. There's the first for the 2 Blues, and that was pretty simple.
It was, Peter, and this is certainly the players that Prahran will be looking forward to. The Giles brothers are very talented, all had league backgrounds.
Comes loose to Page. It's ricocheted through. Kiley. No, it's Evans that taps it through. Peter Giles gets the handball inboard. Shot back from Soulis. Oh, Evans copped one high. He's elected to go off. He finished it off. Chance for Reynolds. If he can get the boot to it.
Got it out, play on.
Here's a goal. Giles. Yes.
All clear.
Glenn Giles gets the goal. He thought about bending down, but I think in these conditions he picked the right option.
Too high, had to play it on.
Now here's the head high on Evans. Elected to let it go. The whistle went and then advantage paid.
Sensational soccer goalie stuff, wasn't it? But did he touch him?
Don't you think
he
so?
might have just made contact with the upper edge of the forehead.
Not a bad long jump, was it?
That was an intelligent passenger play by Giles.
Ball bounces nicely for O'Brien. 1-out duel here. Rogerson has to tap away. Good play to knock it to Bingley. Can he get it out of the sand? Oh, here's a goal. Hamill, yes!
All clear.
Well, I think it hit his boot more than the other way around. Stephen Hamill will claim it, and he's put them back in front.
Lacks a fortune, Phil, isn't it?
Well, it is. I mean, that ball just happened to fall back on his foot, but we see a good bit of work here. They're working hard, the Frankston boys, pushing it on, moving it, and look at this. Just, oh, was that deliberate or not? It's only just missed that goal post. Both sides are working well. It's not a bad game.
And it's good to see forwards working hard, keeping the ball alive, isn't it?
So Murray Black, it's a good bounce in the wet.
Play on!
Saunders a bit late.
Play on!
And,
Jeff!
Prahran in forward. Oh, Reynolds a diving mark.
Play on!
Unlucky not to be paid it. Offhand, Sulos on the left foot. High, it's going to be very close. It's good enough.
All clear!
So the reply quickly from Prahran, and they now lead by 4 points.
And the guy that kicked out Luke Sulos is ever the opportunist, Ross. He's always at the base of the pack, and he's got a very, very penetrating left foot. They're going to have to be very careful with him all afternoon, Frankston. He is capable of kicking a lot of goals and capable of acquiring a lot of possessions, and he's a very, very tireless worker. Runs all day.
Footscray 2 goals 2-14 to Geelong 1 goal 5-11 to James Weston.
We've played 25 minutes at Moorabbin. Collingwood 2-4-16, lead St Kilda 2-2-14. Steve Perkins.
25-minute mark first term. Melbourne 3-5-23. North Melbourne 1 point. Back to the VFA.
And goal to Prahran.
Through Peter Giles, Ross. It was a great goal. Good passage of play. Here we see it on replay now. Mark Evans, lovely pass. Accepted by Peter Giles, and a long drop punt.
Good handball by your man, Luke Sulos. Two of the Giles boys are monopolising those goals. 3 out of 4. Could be a big day for them.
Play on!
Yeah, whether he's calling, he was calling get your kick. Was that a free kick, or was he just telling him that he'd nearly run that was a free kick? Yeah.
Bingley's kick. Oh, has he been downed? He has.
Can't push him after he's kicked the ball. Thank you. Thank you. You hear me? Did you hear me? Smack here.
The umpire's instructions quite clear, and the resultant free kick further afield.
Yeah, just
captain coach.
Yes, Sam, it's important, isn't it, that they let the players know exactly what's happening, especially in these conditions where there are a lot of packs forming.
Saru already kicked 1 goal. Oh, good roost, a beauty. So Jeff Saru. We've seen some easy goals missed in this term. That was a long kick with a heavy ball. Came from a free kick. You see, you might just see it here. Cartledge, I think it might have been against. And Saru made no mistake. Would have had the ball anyway.
Right, Cookie. Jeff!
Prahran.
Play on!
Martin.
Well done, Murray.
Oh, good play from the half-back.
Play on, he's off!
Quick exchange, and Bingley on the left foot. Shot at goal. That looks pretty good, is it? Yes, it's there.
Great goal, Ross.
And Frankston now hit the front.
Since coming on from interchange, could be a goal. Won't have the legs.
Play on!
Martin goes the punch. Cutler, who's he got to give it to? No one. Sulos.
Play on!
Chance for Evans. He's kicked the hard one. Missed the easy one earlier. Well, he's put them back in front at the 13.5-minute mark, and it's goal for goal.
Well, they've kicked some good goals, Sam, really. You know, we've said it's a bit scrambly or it's a hard push, numbers at the ball, pushing the ball on, but we see in this bit of play here, Cutler gets on top of the ball. I think Sulos knocks it out, and Evans, a very difficult shot. And so we've seen some very good goals kicked, despite the conditions.
Great snap, that.
Haymore has the lead towards the boundary line.
Play on!
Almost came down with it, Shields, as he put a player in here. He has. O'Brien gets shepherding from Bingley. And that's another goal. Shields has been instrumental in scoring. And they're back in front.
He's a very neat player too, O'Brien, who kicked that last goal. You see him there on screen. I've seen him play some very good games. Yes, good bit of work by Shields to knock the ball on. And we see O'Brien straight through the middle. Another good goal.
Oh, roving here. Evans, will it bounce up for him? Not likely in these conditions, but he keeps it in front of him well. Handball's off to Peter Giles. Yes!
Oh, clear!
Giles kicks his third. And that took 22.5 minutes coming, a goal in the third term. And that's a very handy one for the two Blues. They go to a 7-point lead. Now, here's a chance for Atkins. Shepherd coming from Martin. They're only 40 metres out from goal. Big show for Bingley. He's got plenty of time. And he puts them within a point.
Only just.
First time into attack for 26 minutes. And with everybody caught down the other end of the ground, he kicks his second and the first in the term for Frankston.
I think Steve Parsons is watching this performance by these two umpires. They've done a good job, haven't they?
Play on!
Raven.
Play on!
Evans has shot at goal. Oh, beauty! What a goal! Mark Mike Evans, he's handled it better than anyone today. Kicks his second, and he puts the Blues 7 points in front.
Well, that was his 22nd or 23rd possession for the afternoon. And he really has been a dynamo at the base of the packs all afternoon. And as Peter said, he's handled it better than most, but so he should as a rover. And here we see him on his left foot. And it was a very, very good goal, a long goal.
Wasn't it ever, Sam, with that heavy ball?
Kick!
Should be a catch. The umpire is calling everything. Hewitson underneath it. Glenn Giles.
Yes, I don't know that the umpire really should have to tell the player to get his kick, really. I mean, he's interpret the rules, certainly, let him know that it's he must kick after a free kick, but actually telling him when to kick, I don't think is necessary.
Wallace. Edge of the square, thrown by Giles. Evans has got the goal.
Yes.
Had to be a throw. Well, Evans has claimed his third, and Peter Giles, a suspect handball. He's employed the Phil Cleary throw pass. Now let's watch it again. Here it comes.
Oh, well, he's actually hit the ball with the right hand and not the left, and
hit the umpire's right boot.
Oh, did it hit the post?
No, the umpire's right boot.
Just over the line, I think.
Up here.
Payback.
Saruta centre half forward. Prahran defence holds up strongly. Sulos gets a high one. Goes on with it though. Now Giles. Oh, he's held on for too long, but he's got strength through the pack. In short.
15 minutes.
Wallace.
He went a fair way, didn't he? As Sulos wipes his nose on his jumper. Did you see that?
Any left in place?
I tried to look away. Peter Wallace. 13 points. And now 19 points to Prahran. Wallace puts that right through the middle.
And it's great to see, Ross, also. You see a side like Prahran, who hasn't been in this position very often this year, at the bottom of the ladder. And now what's happened, psychologically, they're starting to believe in themselves, and they really believe they can win the game. And you see that you can almost sense out in the field the players lifting, Phil, can't you?
Definitely right, Sam. They'll get a lot of confidence out of the game.
The umpire then, I counted them, 10 steps for Giles. As Gardner gets Frankston up forward.
Come on, Luke.
Got to get one here. Hamill, that is a throw. Shields, goal. Yes. Oh, well, it's tit for tat. That was a beautiful little shovel.
And why not?
Yep.
Let him go.
Let him go. This is a high-scoring quarter, isn't it? We've had, what, 4 goals kicked.
Let's have a look at this here. See if Peter G's right with the big throw. Oh, was it ever? Was it ever? That was a bit, would have been great in the All Blacks, wouldn't it? That one.
Forward pass, though. I think.
Forward. That's right.
Either way, it was illegal.
Tunnel ball.
Harry, his opponent Luke Sulos, and the interchange steward watches on.
Freeze.
14th possession for Sulos. Oh, good mark! Beauty from Cutler, the little man.
Have a kick, come on.
Wanted to go on with it, did he?
He did. He was removing the mouth guard to let a few fly.
The orange mouth guard.
He's been a very good contributor, Cutler. That was his 23rd possession for the afternoon. Worked very, very hard.
Right there. By the mark, fellas.
And Captain Brown just asking Morrow, why was that free kick paid? Rod Cutler, ecstatic. That's the most animation we've seen all day. And why not? He's put in a good game. And Prahran have certainly deserved this victory. Fine performance from them this afternoon. And Rod Cutler might have cemented a place in the team for next week.
Well, he's done well. 23 possessions in these conditions. It's a good effort. I thought early on when he came on, he looked to be quite a useful sort of player.
As he came on late in that first quarter, about the 20-minute mark. Make that 24 possessions. In the way is Payne for Frankston. Sloppy kick forward. Cutler.
Got the ball on a string, Roscoe. Cutler now.
Would he be a chance for the A&A man of the match? Sulos goes down.
That's the way. Get him, knock it out.
Martin getting it out for Frankston. In the way, Cutler.
There it is.
28 minutes the last quarter went. A 21-point victory for Prahran, and didn't they deserve it? In atrocious conditions, they fought it right out to the end. Frankston really just didn't have enough firepower. Prahran got some early easy goals perhaps in the first term, and they've gone on to victory by 21 points. Goal kickers for them, 3 apiece to Peter Giles and Mark Evans, who kicked 2 in that last term. Singles to Soulos, Cutler, Wallace and Glenn Giles, while for Frankston, 2 to Scott Bingley, 2 to Jeff Saru, single goal kickers Stephen Hamill, Shields, O'Brien. That made up their 7 goals, 850 to Prahran's 10-11-71. And 17 goals in these conditions, not a bad performance. We'll be back with the highlights, and we'll go into the Prahran rooms for the festivities, speak to the ANA man of the match shortly. But here's what's coming up in Sports Arena. Those last words really rub it into an opposition. How'd we do it? Easy. I suppose they could hear that through the dressing room walls, the Dolphin boys. It wasn't easy though, was it, Phil?
Certainly was not, Peter. Very tough games. You can see there on the screen the players are very wet and very, very dirty. So it's been a tough game. As Sam said, I think they'll gain a lot of confidence out there. Been a tough year to date for Prahran, coming up as 2nd Division premiers. But it's been good work by the Prahran boys, and it's a credit to Hutchie. He's got the boys up today. They didn't play too badly against us a couple of weeks ago. So we can see, I think, a bit of improvement from them in the rest of the year, second half of the year. Your old side, Sam. Good effort.
Yes, it's great to see. I was happy for them, but I think it's also equally as important for the competition's sake. We now have we have a situation at the bottom of the ladder now where they're equal with Frankston, and there's a lot of, and we hear Greg Hutchison speaking to his players now. He's feeling a bit more camaraderie, getting the players back to the room, sticking together, and that's what football's all about. It's great to see.
Ross Booth, and hear from the winning coach and the winning ANA man of the match. Ross.
Harry Shannon here is 93 years old from ANA, and he's going to present the ANA man of the match to Charlie Wilder. Great game, Charlie. So.
A man has to show out on a scrambly day like this. It's a great pleasure to me to be handing over a trophy to the best man on the field. And my experience of being on the field is on the field, full stop. So I have the greatest pleasure in handing you this as a memory of a very successful day on your part. And there's always a ruckman to get the best end of the stick.
Well, Charlie, we're calling you during the match, and we weren't sure whether it was a bloody eye or just mud in the eye. It looks like it's mud in the eye. You can see it there. Yeah, good contest against Jeff Saru.
Yeah, he's a very experienced player, and it was good for me to come up against a bloke like that, but I was pretty happy with our performance today. It was a good win.
So you think you can go on from here? A bit of confidence from today's win?
No doubt. No doubt at all. Yeah, look out, Port. Here we go.
Look out, Port. Well, Peter, we might just hand back to you, and we'll get a word with Greg Hutchison in a moment if we can find him. But Prahran very pleased with their win, of course, over a disappointing Frankston in the end. Well done, Charlie.
Thanks, Ross. And terrific scenes down there in the Frankston rooms. We'll be coming back to hear from Greg Hutchison shortly, as Ross said, but in the meantime, here's Charles Slade.
We'll get back to our other outstanding media commentators in the name of Peter G, Sam Kekovich and Phil Cleary.
Oh, look, after that build-up, I don't think I can carry the ball, so I think we'll go down to the dressing rooms, and Ross Booth has got, well, I guess he's the latter-day Sam Kekovich. After a successful VFL career, he's come to Prahran. Peter Giles is with Ross Booth.
Okay, Greg. Well, Good win?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, very good. They deserved it. They really put their bodies in hard today and were far more committed than Frankston. They really deserved the win. It was great stuff.
Some of your better players, you thought?
Well, Charlie obviously played very well. Scotty Giles did a great job tagging Russell Shields. Mark Evans, a kid we got from Ballarat who, just kept getting in there under the packs all the time. And young Peter McCarty, who's got great courage. Probably the most courageous player I've seen play.
We were impressed with young Cutler off the bench.
Yeah, Roddy was pretty good. He only got in by a fluke. Peter Hamilton pulled out with a flu, and we went for Roddy off the bench this morning, so it was pretty good. He did pretty well. Very good kid. He's very committed to it and goes pretty hard at it.
And Peter Giles, 3 goals. Sam Kekovich thought he was the difference between the sides. Apart from your coaching.
Is that right? Yeah, well, Sam's a pretty good judge, so he might be spot on there. But yeah, Peter played pretty well today.
Now, you had the whiteboard at half-time. Do you always do that?
Yeah, we always go through things like that. Yeah, do a few things, yeah.
Now, you got Port next week, so you're confident you can go on from here?
Well, we've been playing quite well without winning games, and I think Port at home, we're a good chance to beat them. They're not going that well at the moment. They've lost a few guys through injury, and I think the win today will really do the guys' confidence a world of good, and I think we might be able to get away with them next week.
Okay, good luck.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Well, as you saw, that wasn't Peter Giles. That was Greg Hutchison, successful coach.
We got it right finally.
We did, yeah. We keep hanging on in there, as was the case today with both sides, and Prahran just hanging in there more successfully.
Well, it's interesting too when you look at it that 17 goals kicked for the day, and really you look at a lot of the league games, there weren't many goals kicked, some only around about the 10 mark. So for Prahran,
perhaps we shouldn't change to 18 on the field next year.
Well, I think it helps the 16. It's a bit more open, definitely more open, and Prahran kicked 4 goals in the last quarter, which is a big effort, wasn't it, in these conditions? I mean, that ball was very slippery.
Well, Peter Giles kicked 3 goals for this afternoon, and he's ready now with Ross Booth.
Well, Peter, a good afternoon for you. 3 goals and you didn't get reported.
Yeah, it's a change. The last 2 weeks have been reported, so I decided to keep my arms down today. I was told the tribunal the other night if I come up again I'll be on a holiday, so I decided to keep my arms down today.
Well done today. Prahran can go on from here?
I think so. A win brings confidence into the side, and we're a great side, great club, and it's just great for the side to win.
You're enjoying the transition from league. How's the knee standing up?
Knee's fine. Yeah, it's a bit slower, so it's suiting my style of play at the moment. I'm getting old. I'm very much older, so I'm just rapt to be down here with my brothers and just playing with them. I haven't never played with them, so I'm rapt to be playing with them.
Well, the VFA supporters are pleased to see you down here. Peter Giles, thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Well, is he the latter-day Sam Kekovich? Can he make such an impression on Prahran that they get up and win the First Division Premiership? Perhaps not this year. I think only one side in the history of VFA has come from Second Division and then even played in the Grand Final the next year. They've never done it. So next year, perhaps Prahran looking to continue on.
Well, and as he said, they'll gain a lot from it. It's good to see that they've started to find a little bit of touch.
Well, I said to you, we spoke about it prior to the game. Prahran's performances just prior to that, have a look at some of the match statistics, interesting. Prahran superior in kicks, marking comparable, handballs slightly in favour of Frankston, and have a look at the free kicks, the bottom one.
Maybe that's a good point with the handballs too, Sam. They've handled the ball 10 times less in actual handballs. But the free kicks are amazing. I didn't really notice much of a discrepancy actually watching the telecast or watching the game, but then you see the stats, very odd.
Sure.
Well, taking a look at tomorrow's matches, Brunswick in 6th place against 3rd place Springvale, the reigning premiers. Sandringham at home to Port Melbourne. There's just a game between those two. Preston in 4th spot against Williamstown in 2nd, and they're equal on points. That's probably the match of the day, while Box Hill, a game out of the 4, Coburg 2 games clear on top of the ladder. And next week here at Port Melbourne, we've got Preston playing Brunswick. Should be a beauty from 2 o'clock next Saturday afternoon. We hope that you can have the pleasure of our company or vice versa next Saturday.